Disneyland Resort is officially entering a new era of expansion. This week, the Disney Parks blog released long-anticipated details about a multi-year expansion effort that will bring new attractions, a major infrastructure overhaul, and the groundwork for further growth in the years ahead. The announcement confirmed a new parking structure and pedestrian bridge on the east side of the resort, placement of a Coco-themed attraction coming to Disney California Adventure, and newly revealed details surrounding Bob Iger's long-promised Avatar destination now replacing part of Hollywoodland. Avatar located in Hollywoodland, Disney also confirmed that a portion of Hollywoodland will be transformed into a new destination based on James Cameron's Avatar franchise, a project originally announced by Disney CEO Bob Iger himself at his very first earnings call immediately following Bob Chapek's removal. To make room for this highly anticipated project, the ride Monsters Inc. My Consulting to the Rescue will permanently close in early 2026. No timeline for the new land's construction has been officially announced. More on that in a moment. Who said woo? Who was very excited about that?
Oh, the corpse of Superstar Limo? I gladly said woo. Thank God that ride's going. It was terrible.
Yeah. I like that area right there. Okay, it did replace Superstar Limo, which you're not working with good bones right there. But I will say, you did a pretty decent job at making use of that space. And
grave robbing is still grave robbing. It was bad.
Yeah. You can kind of get a lay of the land and how this all works in this video right here that I shot at Disney California Adventure. This is just off the entrance to Buena Vista Street. You walk down Hollywoodland right there, which is a very long corridor. I believe the way it's sounding that this sequence right here will actually be preserved, which is an interesting choice. I would have thought that this entire area would be wrecked. But this might actually stay because the only attraction that they're talking about removing is Monsters Inc., which sits right in the middle of this whole area for Avatar. It makes sense. But, like Mickey's PhilharMagic, for example, they did not say that was going away anytime soon. They would have included that in the blog post, and they simply didn't.
It makes no sense that they would get rid of Monsters Inc. I thought it was such a valuable IP that we have to destroy other more beloved attractions to make room for Monsters Inc. So yeah, in some places we get rid of it, but in other places we destroy what people love in order to put it there.
Well, I love how you brought that up because perhaps the reason why they're getting rid of it on the West Coast is so that they can send those same invaluable assets, that being Monsters Incorporated, to the East. Let's see here. Here we go. Scott Gooston actually said something to that effect on Twitter right here. Monsters Inc. My Consulting to the Rescue will close permanently at early 2026 to make way for a new Avatar-themed land. Someone buy Sully and Boo a plane ticket to Orlando.
They already have one. It's called Monsters Incorporated Laugh Floor, and it exists in the Magic Kingdom, and no one likes it.
I am so excited for Hypocrisy the Ride. Day one ticket right here.
When's the last time you heard a kid reference Monsters Inc.?
It doesn't.
Never.
Yeah, I don't think it's a really big franchise for them.
That's a fantastic point there, Marvin. And if I could reference back to that B-roll you were showing, with Mike and Sully to the rescue there, Vash, I noticed that you had there the Disney Junior Dance Party. Why on earth is that like prime real estate? Like you can't touch that with a hammer ever, but yet you could wreck Monsters Inc. You could wreck Muppets. Like, what is so sacred about this area?
It's a really interesting idea. By the way, the former attraction that used to occupy that space right there, and why it's so it has such prime real estate, was actually not an attraction at all. It was a restaurant. Famously, Disney California Adventure had more restaurants than rides back in the day. Yes, Paul Pressler was that aggressive, folks, with maximizing revenue to its absolute potential. But they quickly found out that not everybody was actually going to, take part in sit-down dining at the Disneyland Resort, especially for a theme park that nobody wanted to be in, at least when it opened in 2001. So it was like, okay, well, let's go ahead and make this more kid-friendly. And that's why you had kind of this Disney dance party playhouse kind of thing take up this to take up the space. It's for like the very little ones that visit DCA because there's not much else to do, and that's why it stays. Also, too, it's a very small plot of land, so it really wouldn't benefit them from just changing at that one location. But you can kind of see right here what this back area looks like. It has been largely unchanged since 2001, even after the 2012 redo of DCA. That added Cars Land and Buena Vista Street, rethemed many areas of this theme park. This was largely untouched. And one of the reasons why is because, well, it has always been earmarked for expansion. It's just the problem is that, the transportation area needs to be moved along with it. And that requires the city council to really sign off on it. You can kind of see right here what I'm talking about. So the transportation hub that we went over before, you can see the Avatar site that will encroach into that area. And that needs to be relocated first. So it's just there are larger things that need to take place. Now, when Eastern Gateway was canceled back in 2017, after the city said, nope, not going to do this, the thing that we lost out, the thing that went away because of this was Bugs Land. Originally, Marvel was going to occupy that area. The idea, the plan was to bring a really, for real, Marvel-themed Avengers campus or whatever in that area. And it would have been much bigger, much grander, much more, I think, more ambitious. But when the city said no, well, now we have to put that somewhere. Where was that put? It was put in the Bugs Land. Now, fortunately for Disney of today, the area is still, available for expansion. But, I mean, that's what we lost out on in order to incorporate Marvel. Sad. But here you go. Sources close to the situation have provided that Park Place with detailed insight into the sequencing limitations and design strategies for this next phase of Disneyland's expansion. Please note that this information comes from a third-party source with knowledge of the situation and should be treated as rumors now. Avatar Land, dependent on infrastructure and constrained by scale. As many assumed, Avatar Land will be built in the current Hollywood backlit area. However, that Park Place sources reported that the project will also require land from the existing transportation plaza to the north, meaning that space must therefore be cleared before construction can begin. The clearance, though, is not possible until new parking structure and pedestrian bridge are completed and operational. Until that happens, Disney cannot displace its current transportation logistics, and the project can't move forward. Additionally, sources indicate that the Disneyland monorail track will not be impacted by the Avatar project. That constraint alone significantly limits the size of the new land. Notable departure from the original, much larger plans once envisioned for Marvel in the same area. You can kind of see that I do have a larger version of that image right there, as we were looking at before, but you can kind of make out the monorail line. I should have brought it out a little more, and you can kind of see here on this one as well. The monorail line does not change at all. Now, the Eastern Gateway project actually did have the monorail line change a bit in order to open up the area up even further, but it looks like that's not going to be the case here, which is a little bit unfortunate.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media account.